Hi, Mr. Washington here. We're going to talk about solving quadratics using the quadratic formula. If you're interested where the quadratic formula comes from, a quick Google search will show you that it comes from completing the square with a basic quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c. The quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We're going to rearrange our equation to make it look like this. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. That way we know what a, b, and c are. And then we insert a, b, and c into the equation in the appropriate place. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right, let's look at some examples of solving using the quadratic formula. We have 3x squared minus 4x equals negative 4. We need to rearrange this, so we have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In order to do that, we're going to add 4 to both sides. When we add 4 to both sides, we get 3x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 0. Looking at that, we can see that a equals 3, b equals negative 4, and c equals positive 4. So in this case, we get 3x squared minus 4x plus 4. b is negative 4. Got to be careful of the signs here. This is a double negative. Plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared. Notice I use parentheses. Minus 4 times a is 3 times c is positive 4 all over 2 times 3. If we have a calculator with a complex feature, we may be able to type this entire thing in the calculator. It will simplify it for us. Since we do not have a calculator, we will do it piece by piece. We get 4 plus. We type in the calculator, negative 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times 4. That will give us negative 32. And 2 times 3 would give me 6. In order to continue simplifying this, the square root of negative 32 would be the square root of 32 times I. 32 is 2 times 16. 16 is 2 times 8. 8 is 2 times 4. And 4 is 2 times 2. Every pair of 2's tells me that we have a perfect square and that we can simplify that. So we get x equals 4 plus or minus. 2 times 2 is 4, so we get 1, 2 on the outside. 2 times 2 is also 4. The square root of 4 is 2. And then we have a 2 left over on the inside and an I, all divided by 6. 2 times 2 is 4, so we get 4 plus or minus 4 times the square root of 2, I, all over 6. Now, if we can divide the 4, and the 6 all by the same number, we would like to divide those. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Just doing some simplifying here. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. So our final answer will be a complex solution. 2 plus or minus 2 squared root of 2, I, all over 3. Let's look at another example. 5x squared minus 2x minus 1 equals 0 is already in the form that we wanted in. So a is 5, b is negative 2, and c is negative 1. We plug those in where they go. b is negative 2, b is negative 2 squared, minus 4 times a is 5, times c is negative 1, all over 2 times a, which is 5. If this is a real solution, you should be able to type it into a scientific calculator such as the TI or the Casio, and it should simplify it for you altogether. If you don't have one of those calculators, we would have to work it out without. Negative 2 squared is 4. Negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. Negative 20 times negative 1 is positive 20. 4 plus 20 is 24. All over 2 times 5 is 10. Simplify the square root of 24. You can type that in the calculator if you have a calculator capable of doing that. Otherwise, we need to break 24 down. It's 2 times 12, 2 times 6, and 2 times 3. We see we have 2 2's, so we can take a 2 out. We have a 2 and 3 left over, so those would stay inside the parentheses. So we get x equals -2 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 2 times 3 inside would be 6 all over 10. If we can divide the -2, the 2, and the 10 all by a number, we would do that in order to simplify. We can divide all three of those by 2. -2 divided by 2 is -1. 2 divided by 2 is 1, square root of 6, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we have our answer.